G'day everyone, welcome to Dave's Driven. Today, we've got the stereo out of the Datsun. We're going to get prepped, ready for repair. Let's check it out. Today we're prepping this for repair because we've got no right channel. So the left channel sounds fantastic, lots of bass, good sound coming from the speakers. The right channel sounds like nothing. Yeah, like zero bass, zero treble. It's almost as if these selectors for bass and treble aren't working for the right hand side. Just before we tear this thing down, let's appreciate it in its original state. Gets lots of comments every time anyone gets in their car. They always comment on the radio. It's nice and clean, faceplate's looking good. All in all, nice, tidy unit. Usually, when you're working on a stereo, you get your head under the dash, you got a flashlight. This is a really unique opportunity when it's out of the car, on the bench. We can really see how the tape deck connects to the head unit, to the fader. Let's check out all those crazy wires. If you're here in Australia, head unit's on the right, tape deck on the left, fader far left. You can see the wires are kind of stretched for this orientation. In the US, where the tape deck is on the other side, the head unit is closer to the driver, you can really see that the wires are really a lot more happy. Pretty obvious design cue that this was made for the American market. Fader control here, that is fed directly from the head unit. So this unit here only deals with the positive. Has nothing to do with the negative. When I say that, you know how speaker wires got the two, positive and negative? This just deals with the positive. Sorry for the interruption, I got a package. Go! Yes. You are gonna be very happy. Quite excited. Ria, what's this? Yes, what's this? Yeah, pretty exciting. So, the head unit, as I said, connected by a 5-pin DIN, actually feeds power to the tape deck, and in my experience, a head unit doesn't power up without it plugged into the tape deck. The negative come out of the back of the head unit here. They are the grey one here and this green one here. So the four speakers, left and right, share common grounds. That's just the way it was done. But that's why you don't have 4 wires coming out and 4 wires coming in. You've got 6. What we're going to do is we're going to put a splitter in here. So essentially, tape deck's still connected as normal. We're going to have another one of these coming off. From that, we're going to go to a headphone jack, and from that to USB-C, so we can plug the phone straight in. Then to operate it, we'll just insert a blank cassette. Luckily, I got loads. This is my Bluetooth cassette. Essentially, we're creating an aux input that way. I've tried it before without keeping this tape deck plugged in, and I actually blew up one channel on my phone by just going straight to here and then a headphone jack. So hopefully this doesn't blow up my phone. This dial on the front here, just a physical representation of what should be going on in here. It's controlled by these. Don't mess with those. If you ever open up your stereo, trust me, don't mess with those. This is where we're more than likely to have a burnt out component. Looking at the board, there's nothing that you can, or I can, physically see wrong with it. That's annoying. You'd love to open it up and see something melted and be like, we get to just change that. Delivering the unit like this will save the repairer time, and therefore me money. And that's something I'm very interested in. Okay guys, here we are, the bit that I told you shouldn't do. We're gonna try and get stereo FM back into the unit by messing around with these things. Don't do it, don't do it. Tiniest little movement of this screw ruins everything. Hope they don't get flagged for the content. I don't think I will. Only hope is that you've had channels preset in and you kind of know what they're going to be like. Happy with where the FM stereo is now. Turning my attention to that missing right channel. Going to be hooking up speaker, cabling directly into the back of the head unit and seeing if the issue is something to do with the original wiring, which I was still using, which could be to blame. First step that I've done has been to switch the actual channels themselves. So the white one was going here and the yellow one was going there. These come off really super easy. Alright, done some tests, ran some wires. It's definitely one of the channels coming from the head unit. It's not a grounding issue with the original wiring, so yep, has to go in for repair. I'll have another little tweaky look, but yeah, way beyond me. Way beyond. Haven't heard back from the guy who was meant to do the repairs, so I've just dived in deep with this multimeter out and really tried to make some sense of it. He doesn't generally like to work on them because they get really expensive because they're very time consuming. Okay, getting access to this board here. This is the board I suspect to be the problem. I still say I don't have the skills for this. So we've got the multimeter out, we've got the resistance on, got to get an audible beep. That's going to tell us that we're in business. The capacitors are actually show you where the negative terminal is too. It's printed on them. Negative, and the other side is positive, and alright, audible beep. Next you're going to see it counting up. That's the capacitor charging off the battery of the multimeter. No audible beep, that's a little suspect. Okay, that one's going. Big one's working over there. Crack out the soldering iron and fingers crossed. Pretty sure capacitor in here is to blame. Alright, got it in there, had to solder up poorly some extra wires because I busted them. Now we'll go into the car and test this out. Didn't make a lick of difference. Now I'm just gonna Frankenstein it and make it work for me. Probably gonna look at bridging the channels somewhere inside of here. So the moral of the story goes like this. Don't open up your stereo. Way beyond. Yeah, it's really complex. Having said that, I haven't broken it, which is probably a first for me. So if you want to try doing it, go ahead. Have I solved the problem? No. Does it sound better? Some might say slightly better than it did. Debatable. It still works, which is a win in my book. Throw this thing back in now and yeah, listen to some tunes. The old Bluetooth cassette here. those of you playing at home, this is the Australian F1 Grand Prix circuit, Albert Park and Lake. Every other day of the week, it's a place you get to drive. That's the result. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. More stuff. Peace. Coming soon. That's it. That's as far as we go with the stereo at the moment. Got it lined up so we can chuck an amplifier in, and at that stage we'll probably get rid of the common ground. We'll rewire all the speakers in. Also, those cables for the aux input haven't arrived yet, so we'll do those a little later with the amplifier. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you soon.